This is on trail day number 138. It is Saturday, November 21st of 2020. I'm about to leave here at the Lambert's Meadow campsite. Stayed last night. The goal for today depends on how the feet feel. The feet are doing good so far. Either 10 miles to the John Spring shelter or 16 miles to Four Pines Hostel, which is a donation-based hostel, and everybody talks about it. So if I can do the 16 miles, that'll be the plan. Take a shower. This is day 8 without a day off. I did take a Nero in Daleville, but haven't taken a zero. Probably won't until bad weather again. But we'll just see how the day goes. Going over McAfee's Knob, and I forget the name of the cliffs, Tinker Cliffs. So I suspect a bunch of day hikers. So we'll just see. Make a final plan around lunchtime. And we're going to check out the views, whatever else there is to see along the way. So here's our first open view from Tinker Cliffs. We started not too far down there, but it's all covered in trees. I said the best views was from the south end, so I'm sure we'll get a better view here in a minute. It's a nice view. Some more view spots coming up though. So I've run into a couple of day hikers, and people look like they're out on a weekend backpacking trip. But it hasn't been super busy so far. But I'm sure that'll change when they get over to McAfee's Knob, which is next on our list for today. Iconic Appalachian Trail photo spot. But these cliffs are pretty cool. Now we get to go down and through the cliffs, I guess. So not everything in Virginia is switchbacked. You can see the trail I came down there. And this is the trail I'm going up here. And here come some hikers down the hill. So I'm about halfway between Tinker Cliffs and McAfee Knob. I ran into some section weekend hikers, and they were telling me Four Pines Hostel was closed. I guess they called a different one because I called Four Pines and the guy said they were open. So I've got 12 miles to get there. So this is Campbell Shelter. The Tom and Charlene Campbell. It's right off the trail, so almost to McAfee Knob. But I'm going to stop here and take a lunch break. It's almost 2 o'clock, so it's lunchtime. Very cool. So there's an AT shelter just south of McAfee Knob. I got 8 more miles to Four Pines Hostel. It's 4 o'clock. So it will definitely get dark before I get there. But that's alright. I ran into a couple of hikers that I saw at last Hanover Adventure Tours in Norwich, New Hampshire. They're going south now to finish up part of their hike, and they're also going to the hostel tonight. But they left town today, this morning, so they're doing a 25-mile day. There's somebody's doggy. Has no idea where he's going. But he's definitely taken the long way to get wherever it is. Trying to figure out how to get back to his owners, her owners, whichever the case may be. Alright. You just never know about dogs. The climb out to McAfee's was the toughest of the day, so I should hopefully make good time on this 8 miles that's left. So I've got about 6 miles left to the day. I passed the last shelter a little bit ago, and there's tents everywhere. So a bunch of people there for the weekend. So I'm kind of glad I'm going to the hostel tonight. Probably less people there than in the woods. My feet are feeling pretty good. I mean, they're wanting out of these shoes, but they're not hurting bad. Like, I hiked on them for like 8 miles or whatever. So they hurt a little just from that, but I don't have any hot spots or any places that's aggravating me more than another. So I think I'll be good to go another 6 miles today. It's about 4:30. So we got about an hour and a half maybe of daylight. We're just kind of walking along this. You got the valley down below through all the trees. There's a view spot listed not too far ahead, so we'll check that out when we get there. A little bit of a view through the trees. A nice little climb to get here. So I got a little over 2 miles left, and we're walking in to a field that during the day may would have a view, but it's already gotten too dark, unfortunately. That is 6:20. I should get there in about an hour, or a little less. I don't think there's any more climbs. restaurant in town closes at 8. And then there's a store that has pizza and stuff like that. It may be open later. But if the food options are not available, I got food I've carried all day. But I guess, since it's dark and there's really nothing else to see, and there's only 2 miles left, I'll call it an end of the day. The new shoes are doing good. I don't feel like I'm losing any toenails or working up any blisters. So I think once they get broke in a little bit more, they'll work fine. But right now they only have about 25 miles on them, so about the time they start feeling good, hopefully they won't start falling apart. Well, thanks for watching, and we'll get our journey south started again tomorrow. I have no idea if that's showing up on camera or not, but it's a little waterfall. We're probably a mile or less from the hostel.